What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be talking to you about Aimlab. Now, in past YouTube videos and even on some TikToks that I've made, I've mentioned Kovaaks a lot and a lot of the exercises that I enjoy doing. But about every time that I say something about it, there's always someone that mentions Aimlab. Now, I had a buddy that was recommending it to me not too long ago too, but over the past week, I decided to actually download it and dive into it and see what it's all about. All the things I'm going to talk about are completely subjective. When it comes to aim trainers, it's all about preference more than anything else. If you guys ever have any questions, I do stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. MST. You guys can always stop by and ask any questions or just comment under the video. That works too. So with that, let's get right into it. Okay, so Aimlab is on Steam as well as Kovaaks, except Aimlab is free, Kovaaks is $10. That's the first difference between the two. As you can see right here, they have gun skins. I really don't think that's important. You have to pay to get them, and in my opinion, it's a nice aesthetic, I guess, but kind of pointless. But other than that, super appealing, really colorful, it's really easy to see and navigate through. And as you can see here, they have a ranking system, way more in depth than I would have thought. I didn't even know they had one at all. When I first started in the beginning of the week, I think I was like Platinum 2 or something, and now I'm Ruby 3. It's kind of difficult to make progress, but once you see that progress and you see that rank going up, it's kind of satisfying. Here you can see where it bases your rank off of the scorings you have in each type of exercise: flicking, tracking, speed, precision, perception, cognition. I didn't really dive too deep into the custom sections just because I don't really care that much. You can make custom tasks for yourself as far as training tasks, and that doesn't really appeal to me too much. I could really care less, especially when they have a good set of tasks already. You can also make your own training playlists. That's kind of cool. You can also do the same thing in Kovaaks. This game is very early access, so as far as the score section goes, there's not really a leaderboard to compare to, which in my opinion isn't really that important right now anyway. I'm doing this stuff to improve, not really to compare myself to others. You can also go to the workshop, which I think is pretty cool. There's a lot of people who have preset playlists, and you can download one to practice on a specific game. There's a lot of people who will make a playlist specific for one game, like this one is a hard Valorant warm-up. Under the task section is where you're going to find all your preset tasks, and it has flicking, tracking, speed, precision, cognition, perception, the sandbox AI, and sandbox miscellaneous. Under each task section, you can see every training exercise that they have, and it'll also give you a preview of what that looks like and a description as well underneath on what you're supposed to do. I think this is pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of nice to know exactly what you're getting into. I also think as far as comparing Aimlabs to Kovaaks, Aimlabs is way more in depth on the types of training you can do. I think Kovaaks has way more exercises, but Aimlab kind of focuses on the aspects of aim in a much deeper sense. This program is really easy to understand, it's super simple, and will be really good for beginners, especially those who don't really know where their weak spots are in their aim. I think the difference between this and Kovaaks is more so that a lot of high-skilled pros use Kovaaks because they already know what they need to work on. They don't need to be told by a program. So they already have their preset exercises that they like to do to warm up, and then the hard ones that they do to improve their skill. However, I do think there are some exercises in Aimlab that are really beneficial that I haven't seen in Kovaaks yet. One of my favorite things that I've found so far in Aimlab is the line trace exercise under flicking. This exercise can become really crucial when it comes to mastering crosshair placement, and not only that, but flicking movement and consistency. As you can see, you're going from target to target, but you need to stay on the line, and that helps you hone the muscle memory in your arm and in your wrists to stay steady going from target to target. It's really difficult to do, but I've noticed that since I've started, my crosshair placement in Valorant has just felt much more in control. Aimlab also has some really good tracking exercises, like for example, circle shot. Their tracking exercises are heavily focused on obviously tracking, but also on decision making, like learning when to shoot. It limits your fire rate speed, so to have a high accuracy, you kind of have to pick your shots. And this can be really helpful, especially in slow, methodical games like Valorant, even in Call of Duty. Sometimes you need to know when to shoot. Not only just to hit the target precisely, but just when it's a good time to shoot in general. Strafe tracking can also be really helpful, going from target to target, some big, some small, and just having to stay on target. You don't necessarily have to click to hit the target, it's just a matter of staying on it. and that will affect your accuracy and your score for an entire minute. These exercises are really helpful. I wouldn't say that they're as hard as some of the exercises in Kovaaks, but again, I think that's the difference between the two, is that there are some difficult ones in Aimlab for sure, but compared to Kovaaks, some of these are really, really simple. Under the speed section, one of the hardest things I've seen is the grid shot. The reason why this one is so difficult is because you have to actually be really fucking fast. You hit the targets while they're bigger, it's easier, but they kind of shrink. They stop at a certain size, but then that just makes them harder to hit, which in turn slows your speed down. The better you get at exercises like this, the faster you're gonna see your speed improve, and the progress is gonna be absolutely fucking nuts. Under speed, you also have spider shot. Spider shot is really fun. It's kind of like a wider tile frenzy. But again, these exercises are more meant to focus on just your certain aspects of aim, and then combine them all together for your rank. Now, I had made a TikTok about this one because I think by far it's probably the most unique exercise I've ever seen, and it's decision shot under the cognition section. They have ultimate, precision, and speed. Ultimate is a combination of precision and speed, and you can also split it up between the two if you wanted to just practice one or the other. I like doing speed the most, but basically the whole point of this exercise is to hit one target in the middle, and whatever color that target is, you go and you hit the same color the next time. It splits up into two. They also have the decision shot like capacity, and this one, in my opinion, is really, really fucking hard because it gives you a set of targets, all certain colors, and the whole point of it is to memorize those colors, and then they go away for a few seconds and reappear, and you're supposed to hit the target that changes color. And it's just like, it's a whole new level of being able to pay attention to detail, and I'm terrible at it. But I feel like if you get good at it, you know what I mean, your attention to detail in game, being able to see things out of focus or things that most people wouldn't notice moved, it's going to help you a lot. Now, under preset tasks, they also have perception. In my opinion, I don't think they have perfected this. The audio spatials especially, basically the whole point is to flick to where you hear noise. The target, quote unquote, shoots at you, and then you flick to it and kill it. I think the audio is a little off because, as you can see in this little example, you're aiming at a target, and if you're aiming at the one in front of you, it'll sound like it's that one, but it's actually the one behind you, and I think that's a little unrealistic in a game, especially like Call of Duty and Valorant. When someone's shooting at me behind me, I can hear that, and I know that they're behind me. But in this, it's very, very difficult to tell, which is why I don't really think that it's accurate. Coming from Kovaaks, I already have a high skill set when it comes to speed and flicking, tracking as well, which is why a lot of my scores on this game and my ranking is a lot higher than it would be compared to someone who's just starting out. But because of this, there's an exercise just like Tile Frenzy called Grid Shot that I really enjoy doing. And as you can see here, my speed is pretty fucking good. My accuracy isn't bad either. For someone who's just starting out, you're not going to see any significant progress like this, but eventually you will get there. Also, after doing every exercise, there's a little section to the right under score accuracy and time to kill where you can click on the arrows and it'll tell you the things you need to improve on, what you're already really good at, and stuff like that. It kind of just breaks down your aim for you, which is kind of nice for someone who doesn't really know what to look for when it comes to improving their aim. When I was in Kovaaks doing exercises, I kind of was already aware that to improve my flicking, I needed to be a little more accurate with my crosshair placement and be able to go from target A to B in a straighter line to improve my accuracy. From what I've been able to tell about Aimlab so far, is that it has a lot of potential. It's really in depth, and it seems like they've really put in a lot of time and effort into improving specific portions of a person's aim. At first I wasn't very impressed just because it seemed like their main focus was just to make it look pretty, because it does. There's a lot of colors, it's really easy to see, which Kovaaks doesn't have that. Kovaaks is a lot simpler. In a comparison of things, you could basically say that Kovaaks is CSGO and Aimlab is Valorant. Kovaaks is a little more OG, there's a lot more to it, it's harder, but Aimlab is a little more friendly, and when people are brought in, it's a little easier. I really hope you guys enjoyed my breakdown. I personally think that this program could be something really great. It is very, very early access, so the fact that there's already this much into it kind of makes me curious to see what else they have to add. I think maybe one day I possibly could surpass Kovaaks in terms of user base, but as of now, I think it's really just a good basic place to get started. Once your aim gets to be that good, if you want to start improving beyond that, I would say do Kovaaks, just because there is a lot harder exercises on Kovaaks, and they have a much larger list of exercises that you can do as well. They have so many scenarios, it is crazy. But overall, Aimlabs is good. It's really good. I'm very impressed. I think I will probably end up doing both. Most of what I'm going to do in Aimlabs is like spider shot or just the line tracking. But other than that, I think I'm going to do most of my tracking in Kovaaks. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I really had a fun time making this video. Diving into this program and seeing the stuff that it has to offer has really helped my aim. So I think it'll be fun to see that improvement and maybe even increase my rank, just as fun. If you guys ever have any questions, like I said in the beginning, you can always pop into my stream and ask there. I'll show examples. Again, I do stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. MST. But yeah, again, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.